Yo, what is good, YouTube, and welcome back to another JC2K video. In today's video, we're going to be ranking every single Amethyst card currently in NBA 2K24 MyTEAM here on this tier list. Before we hop into the video, if you haven't already, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Help me push towards the 13,000 subscriber mark on the channel. I'm uploading every single day. We're just over 100 subscribers away from that mark. I'd love to hit that by sometime in the next few days. So if you haven't already, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Would really appreciate it. Without further ado, going to have several tier lists, rankings, team builders, things like that coming out for y'all today since we don't have new cards dropping. And yeah, first things first, starting with ranking every single Amethyst. Y'all get a good picture of which Amethysts are worth targeting and which ones may not be quite as much. Al Horford is 59 speed, 59 excel, is better at center than at power forward in my opinion. He's a little bit slow, but he does shoot the ball at a high level. He's a versatile defender, which I do like, and I do think he's a pretty solid card. I think B tier is probably a fair spot for him. He's a very good card still, but not quite a top tier Amethyst, maybe even high C, but definitely a good card. Andrew Bogut is 31 speed and can't shoot the three ball. I don't think there's really anything else you need to say about that. If you are incredibly slow and cannot shoot, you are a bad card. It does not matter what tier you are at on your card. You are still a bad card if you are incredibly slow and can't shoot. So Andrew Bogut is a D tier card, no doubt about it. Bam Adebayo is an S tier Amethyst, one of the best Amethysts in the game. I think he's the best Amethyst big man in my team currently, whether that's power forward or center. Has a very good release, off anchor, very versatile defender, good speed, very, very good card is what Bam Adebayo is. I think Ben Wallace also goes B tier as among the Amethysts. I understand he can't shoot, but he's got like 81 speed. So he's versatile defensively. He's a very good defender, and he's super quick at the center position. So he's quick and fast as well as a great defender. Is undersized and can't shoot, but right now in this game, him being as good of a defender as he is, as well as fast as he is, makes him still a very good card. Chris Webber, I'm not sure he's a top 5 Amethyst, so I'm going to put him A tier, but he's a very good card. 81 speed, not a great release, but it's very greenable. He hits open threes at a very consistent level. He's a capable playmaker, especially for a big, versatile defender. Again, not quite as good of a card as Bam Adebayo, but still a very good card. Actually in my God squad right now. I'm very high on Chris Webber still. He comes off my bench. Damian Lillard also going to go... this is tough. No, I think Dame goes S. I think Dame goes very low S, but I think Dame still goes S because offensively he is really, really good. He's a great shot creator with a very quick release, and he's an elite level shooter and a good dunker as well. Defensively, he's not great, and I understand his movement is not the best movement in the world, but I do think he's still a very, very good card. I'm looking at Dennis Rodman. I'm trying to decide, is he a bottom 5 card on this list? And unfortunately, I think the answer is yes. As much as I would like Dennis Rodman to be a great card, I just don't think he is. I don't think he quite gives me what a guy like Ben Wallace gives me. I mean, he's kind of close because Ben Wallace is a very, very good card, obviously. I have him B tier. Dennis Rodman doesn't quite give me that. He's not as fast. His excel and speed of the ball certainly are not as fast. He's a better shooter, but he still can't shoot. So that does not really matter. He's similar athletically, not nearly as good defensively, especially on the perimeter. Even more undersized. I mean, he's just not that good, unfortunately. I think he's a bottom 5 card. I think I have to go D tier for him. We'll get Rodman cards that will be good later this year, kind of like we do every year, but this year, not yet, at least with Dennis Rodman. Now, next card on this list is going to be Amethyst Derrick Rose. I think I'm going to go A tier. I was super high on D Rose when he first came out, but the more I've used him and the more I've watched him be used, I realized that his shot is a little bit too slow to make him elite against a good player. I was dominating with this card when I first got him, and he is amazing against players that aren't as good, but a good player will back off of him, make you shoot the ball with him, and shooting with Derrick Rose can be tough because his release is pretty slow, so he can be pretty baited as well. That being said, he's a great slasher, but he's not an elite defender either. I think A tier is a fair spot for him. Devin Booker, I'm going to put S, and I'm going to stand by it. I think he's a top 5 Amethyst in the game. His release is so good. I mean, he is an absolutely phenomenal card, one of the best offensive cards in the game, has a great fade, a great release, really solid sigs. He is one of the best shot creating cards in the game, period. At 6'6", a shooting guard with really, really good size. Better defender than a guy like Dame. I would take him over Dame. I think he's an S tier guy. Dirk Nowitzki, 31 speed, 32 speed, whatever it is. I'm just going to put him in D tier. I understand he can shoot the ball. Oh, man, is he really D tier? No, I'm putting him C. I think the shooting ability, he does have gold limitless range. He's got very high 3-ball. I understand he's super slow, but he is 7-1 and he can shoot the ball. I think he gives you enough where he is not a D tier card. Is he a good card? Not really. He's not nearly as good as I hoped he could be, but I think you got to go C tier. Putting Grant Hill top of A, I don't think he's the best small forward among the Amethyst, but I think he's right near the top. Really, really good card. Probably the best card in A tier. He's got 74 3-ball, which is more than high enough to make, especially with a very smooth release, which he does have as well. He's a very good slasher, very versatile defender, big at small forward at 6'8". Shot creator even, he's a better shot creator than pretty much all the other small forwards right now. Really, really nice card. Jamal Murray, I think, goes B tier. This card is just not great. I understand he's expensive to get, just like Bam, but I wouldn't recommend getting him. He does have good size at point guard, but he's not an elite shooter. He's not a great defender. He's an okay defender, but he's not a great one. He's a good playmaker and a good shooter, but he's not insanely fast, is what I meant to say. His shooting, his release is not very good, unfortunately, still. So movement is okay. He's not the worst defender in the world, but he's not a great card. I think you could damn near go C tier with him. Jason Williams is not good. I would not recommend picking up this card. He does not dunk the ball well. He really doesn't move well. He's fast and he shoots the ball okay, but outside of that, he's not a great defender. I don't like this card. I mean, movement is okay, but he's undersized. I just think he kind of stinks. He doesn't do a lot of things really, really well in the courts, unfortunately. Like Damon D. Rose, who are higher up on the list, can dunk, and then a couple of the other elite level shooting guards or point guards, guys like Kyrie, move incredibly well and are super quick. I don't think Jason Williams really gives me that, unfortunately. Gonna go Jason Tatum in A tier as well. Really, really good. Versatile 3-and-D guy, has a really nice release, defends at a high level. Another guy's 6'8" at small forward. I'd say he's slightly worse than Grant Hill. They're both very good though, and I do think they both deserve to be A tier for sure. Jerry West is going to go C tier, I think. I don't think he's quite D tier. Not a very good card though, I'm going to be honest. 6'3" with 6'9" wingspan is good size at PG. He's got decent speed. He's a good perimeter defender and a good shooter. Can't dunk the ball. Does not move incredibly well. Does not have the best release in the world. If you can't dunk the ball, I really want you to have a really good release. Jerry West, even though it's unquick, is not that good. His movement is not incredible either, so it's kind of disappointing. A little bit slow at point guard too. Not bad, but 81 speed. I got to put Dumars higher. I'm putting Dumars B tier, and also I'm going to switch this. I'm moving Dame down. I'm moving Grant up. I think Grant's a much better all-around card than Dame, and I think Booker's a better offensive option. And there's a couple other guys that are definitely S tier on this list. So got to move Dame down. But Dumars, I think, is B tier. I think that's fair. He's a really good defensive PG. He's a very solid all-around card. Has a nice release. Decently fast. Can dunk the ball wide open. Very, very solid card. He's not going to dunk a lot. He's not an incredible shot creator. He doesn't have the fastest release in the world, but he's a solid enough offensive card. Very good defensive PG. He's a B tier guy for sure. J.R. Smith, also going to be a B tier guy in my opinion. Is he A? No, I think he's A. His release is not the fastest, but he's a very good defender. He's fast. He's versatile. I do think he's an A tier guy for sure. Looking at the guys that are left on the list, he's got good speed. He's a good perimeter defender. He's got great shooting and great dunking. His release is very smooth and easy to green. It's just not incredibly fast this year, but his badges are good as well, especially slashing, playmaking, and shooting. So he's really, really solid. He's an A tier guy still. High B for Klay Thompson, one of the better shooters in the game, but his release is not insanely fast and he doesn't create at a crazy high level. Very good 3-and-D card. I do think he's a B tier guy, but I would not take him over J.R. Smith, to be completely honest. Magic Johnson, I would also put B tier, and I wouldn't take him over the point guards above, or the centers, I should say, above him either. I think he's got good speed. He's like an 83 speed center, which is cool, but he's not a great defender, especially on the interior. He's going to get dogged out by true bigs. Going to get dogged on the glass by true bigs as well, but he's a decent rebounder. I mean, he's a good enough card, but I don't think he's great. I think B tier is a very fair spot. Nate Thurmond can't shoot threes, but that doesn't mean he's not a good card. I wouldn't say he's quite as good as Ben Wallace, but I think he's still very good. He's 6'11", and he's got a very big player, but he's got good speed. He's a very good interior defender, semi-versatile as well, great defensive badges. I like this card a lot on the interior. Doesn't give you the speed aspect of a Ben Wallace or certainly a guy like Shaq, but I think C tier is a fair spot for him. I'm going to put... If I have to move somebody down to B tier, I don't know who it would be. From B tier, I mean, we got several guys in B tier, and I'm looking at this, and I think I feel like I got to move somebody down maybe, but I think Pau Gasol does have to stay in the B tier. He is a very, very solid card. In fact, can I make the argument Pau is A? Because 64 speed and excel is not bad on the center. He's got good interior badges on both ends of the court, decent. He's a good standing dunker, can hit it open three, high interior, 7-footer. I mean, that's better than a lot of these bigs, to be honest. Release is not great, and his movement isn't special, but he's definitely B tier. He's a good card. Rick Barry is probably going to go D. I'm actually going to move Horford down because he is slow, and I think Pau and Ben Wallace are better. Joe Dumars or Jamal Murray? Who would be moved down? I think Jamal Murray as well. So I think we go Jamal Murray in C tier. And that evens it out a little bit because Jamal Murray's release is super slow. So he's kind of mid as well. He's not fast at point guard either, like 76 speed. But with that being said, I think this is a more even tier list. Rick Barry's just not that great of a card. He never is in my team. I think he's one of the worst guys. We don't have anybody else who's worse than him. So these are going to be the 4 D tier guys. I think I'm not going to force anybody else down into D tier because the guys in C tier are pretty okay. I could move Dirk or Thurmond or somebody like that down Jerry West, but I think they're all a little bit better. Sam Jones has an amazing release, and he's a very, very good shooter. He's very knocked down. Not an incredible defender, but he's got good speed. He's an acceptable defender. He's not a bad card at all. I think B tier is fair. Scottie Pippen is an S tier small forward, S tier everything. He's really, really good. An S tier card, S tier small forward, S tier amethyst, yada, 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 whatever. He's S tier on all of them. Really, really good card. 3 and D. Shot is really nice. Amazing defender. The best small forward in the game. Tom Gugliotta, going to go high C for him. He's 6'10", but he's slow at small forward. At power forward, he's not an elite shooter. He's very athletic, but he's not an insane defender either. He's an okay card. Don't love his release. Going to go Tracy McGrady up in the S tier as well. T-Mac is still one of the better options in the game at the shooting guard position. I'd say he's probably the best Amethyst shooting guard. I like his release a lot. He's 6'8". He's a very good defender because of his size, and he's an amazing slasher as well. Moves okay. Very solid card. Finally, we have Victor Oladipo. And I'm looking at this list, and I feel like it's a little lopsided. And if somebody was in D tier, it'd be a little bit better. And I think the guy I'm going to put in D tier is Dirk because he's so slow. He's such a liability defensively. Victor Oladipo is not a C tier guy. He's a very okay card. He's not amazing, and I don't think he's worth grinding out salary cap for or anything. But 81 speed, 82 excel, 84 shot, 3, 85 driving dunk, 87 perimeter, 87 lateral. That's not a C tier card. I'm sorry. Let me move you on up to B. Or hold on. Does he play point guard? No, he's 6'3" shooting guard, so he's undersized. Badges defensively are really nice on this card, though. Shooting badges are okay. Playmaking badges aren't even that bad, and the finishing badges are good. Oladipo release is good. This movement isn't nothing great, I wouldn't say, but, I mean, he's a high B card. I think we're going to have a lopsided B tier. No, we're going to move Sam Jones down because all he does is shoot, and I think Clay's a better card than Sam Jones. So we're going to move it like this, and I think this is as fair as I can get for this tier list right now. Trying to get it as even as possible, and I think this is a pretty accurate tier list. This is every Amethyst that's in the game currently right now, so if y'all are looking for some guys to add to your squad, this should give you a good picture of the guys you should be targeting, which are mainly B tier and up, and then the guys you might want to stay away from, which are C tier and down. Some of these guys, especially if they're expensive, C tier and down, stay away from. Guys like Jamal Murray, Al Horford, Dirk Nowitzki, guys like that I would definitely stay away from. The Bogut's and the Jason Williams. The free cards aren't as bad. I would like Jerry West and that Nate Thurmond are free. Gugliotta, guys like that, Sam Jones even. If you need to use those guys, definitely would be more cool with that because they don't cost anything. But that is going to do it for this video. I hope you all did enjoy. If you did, make sure you hit that like button, leave a comment, and subscribe. I'll be back with more 2K content very, very soon. I appreciate y'all. Peace.